Good morning, everybody. We're live here from the birdhouse where we are going to be giving you an update about some of the different birds people are getting in their backyards. And we're going to talk about heated bird baths because as we are getting on in the season, it is getting cooler and colder. And definitely at night, people are getting their bird baths frozen over. And there are solutions to that. So we'll talk about that. As always, we love to know what kind of things you're seeing. If you've got any sightings, you can put those in the comments. You can ask questions or you can just say hi. If you are local, we've got a local news celebrity, Don Alhart, coming in today from 11 until 1 to do a book signing of his children's book, Sibley's Christmas Adventure, which has been really, really popular. And all of the proceeds, 100% of the proceeds, all go to the Ark of Monroe. So we've got that going on today from 11 until 1. So Don will be in the store between those hours. And the books are $20. We have little plush mice that go with the book that are $8 if you'd like one. Or if you buy the bundle, it's only $25. And like I mentioned, 100% of the proceeds of that will go directly to the Ark of Monroe. So that is today, which is Saturday from 11 until 1. So we'll be here soon. But let's get started. As far as the birds go, as far as the bird baths go, when we talk about having the best setup for the fall and winter, one of the things that was included in that are bird baths. And if you have a bird bath right now that's cement or it might be pottery or glass, those you don't want to leave out overnight, especially. You don't want to leave it out when it starts to get cold and below freezing at night because as the water freezes in there, it can cause the bird bath to break and to crack. So you want to make sure you bring those in or you cover them really well, wrap them up, and you can either put out a heated bird bath or you can put a heater in a bird bath that you might have. So I can show you those different options. But if you've got a bird bath that's plastic or that's metal, those should be just fine for the winter time. But if you're looking for a heated bird bath, that's what I think is the easiest way to go. If you're looking to provide birds with some kind of shallow, unfrozen source of water in the wintertime, which is hard for them to find, don't be surprised if all of a sudden you get a lot of birds coming. If you are lucky enough to have bluebirds that are overwintering by you, they seem to really, really like these heated bird baths too. So we get pictures sent in every winter of people with their heated bird baths full of bluebirds, which is really cool. These heated bird baths all operate on a thermostat, so they don't run all the time. They just run enough to keep the water unfrozen. So the water's never hot. It's just above freezing temperatures. So they operate on a thermostat, so they'll click on and off as needed. If you are getting a heated bird bath or you're putting yours out for the season, the way to do it is you want to put the bird bath or the bird bath heater outside for a few hours, let it get acclimated to the temperature, then you plug it in and fill it with water. So you don't want to just bring it in from, like put it outside and plug it in right away. You want to make sure that it gets acclimated to the temperature first. So we do have different types of heated bird baths here. The most popular one probably, and my favorite, is this one. This is a 14-inch heated bird bath. It comes with a pole, so you can stick it right in the ground, or you can also put it in, you can put it on a deck. It comes with deck mounting hardware. So we've got that one in stock. We also have this one, which is really similar. It's a little bit smaller, but it comes with a stand with legs. So this you can put in your yard. You can put it on a deck. So as you can see, they all have cords. So there aren't any kind of heaters that are just solar, unfortunately. If they ever start making them, we will absolutely carry them. But all of these heaters are plug-in too, I should mention. This one's really, really, really nice. It has a beautiful scalloped edge, and the pedestal matches the bird bath top. The cord will go down the center of the bird bath and out the bottom, but that's another version we have in. We also have some that are more simple. We've got these ground level bird baths they just have little legs on them. You just set them on the ground, and you plug them in and you're good to go. So we've got a couple different types of those. We've got one that's just a very basic bird bath dish, and then we've got one that looks more like a rock with a bunch of little pebbles on it. Then this one is also super popular because it comes with the little legs that you could just put it on the ground. It comes with a deck mount hardware clamp that you could clamp it on the side of the deck, or it also comes with, and I should say, it also comes with a hardware that allows you to screw it into either the side of a deck or side of a building. So this is called the 3-in-1 heated bird bath because there's 3 different ways for you to mount it. And if you're looking for just a heater, we do have just the heaters as well. This one has been really popular. This is just a heated rock, it's called. It looks kind of more natural than some of the other ones out there. And just like the heated bird baths, put it outside, you let it get acclimated to the temperature, and then you plug it in. You make sure your bird bath is filled with water, and you're good to go. So those were the heated bird bath options. Those are most of the options we have here at the store. We do have some others as well, but that's kind of the overall picture of what we have as far as bird bath, heated bird baths and bird bath heaters go. As far as the birds that people are seeing, the goldfinches are definitely around. Some people are getting a ton of them. Some people aren't getting that many. That's pretty typical with goldfinches. They kind of flock around unpredictably. But if you're not getting the goldfinches, you want to make sure that your feeder is clean and that the seed is fresh, because the Niger seed that goes in these finch feeders can get dried out after a couple of months. So you want to make sure your seed is nice and fresh and that feeder is clean, and that's going to give you your best opportunity to see the goldfinches, which this time of the year are not bright gold, but they look like this, kind of like a more muted color. They're more of an olive color. But goldfinches are definitely around. So are pine siskins. People are getting a lot of pine siskins at their feeder. So if you see something that looks like a very stripy goldfinch, take a closer look, because it could very well be a pine siskin, especially if it's at your Niger feeder or your sunflower heart feeder. House finches. House finches we have all year round, but what's going to be more common in the wintertime are going to be purple finches. They're more common than they would be, say, in the spring. So lots of sightings of purple finches around too, especially coming to black oil sunflower seed feeders and safflower feeders. So they are definitely around. But what's really exciting is that we are having an eruptive year again with some finches. So we're getting some birds into the area, which you don't see every year, which is really, really fun. One of which are the red poles. And red poles are a bird that will come to bird feeders. So the red poles come to Niger feeders especially. So you want to make sure you've got your Niger feeder out full of seed, and look for these little guys. They're starting to filter in. There's been sightings spread out throughout the area, and the red poles are about the size of a chickadee, so they're a small bird. They've got that little raspberry colored dot on the top of their head. Really, really cute bird. Be on the lookout for them at your feeders, and also if you see any trees with pine cones, definitely take a closer look, because you might see some of these eruptive birds there, including things like the red pole. They'll cling, just kind of like a chickadee will. They'll cling on to these pine cones at different strange kind of angles. They can cling just like some of those nuthatches and woodpeckers and chickadees can. And they will eat the little seeds right out of the pine cones. So be on the lookout for the red poles coming into the area. And people are reporting more pine grosbeak. This isn't necessarily going to be a bird you'll get at your feeders, at least where I am in Western New York. If you're further north up into Canada, very well, you have got very, very, very good chances of getting these at feeders, but they haven't really been seen at any bird feeders locally where I am. But in the places they do come to feeders, they'll eat sunflower seed, they'll eat the safflower seed, striped sunflower. But there are pine grosbeak sightings coming in along the lakeshore, especially at Durand Eastman Park and at Webster Park now too. Same with evening grosbeaks. So this is a bird that you are more likely to get at your bird feeders if they are in the area and they are flowing in. So the evening grosbeak will also come to sunflower seed, safflower seed. If you have any kind of feeders that are large enough to attract cardinals and you get cardinals at them, that will be suitable to get these evening grosbeaks, which are also flowing into the area. So that's pretty exciting. And then there's also the red-breasted nuthatch, which have eruptive tendencies, and people are definitely getting them coming to their feeders in larger numbers. They will come to eat peanuts, sunflower hearts, suet. So be on the lookout for them. And every winter we have cedar waxwings. They will form flocks and eat berries off of trees. But we are also starting to get Bohemian waxwing. There has been a sighting of Bohemian waxwing, which is another one of these sometime winter visitors that will come into the area. So be on the lookout, even in your mixed flocks of waxwings, to see there might be a Bohemian waxwing in there. Some of the more common birds you might find in your backyard right now, though, not these rare eruptive visitors, are going to be things like white-throated sparrow, white-crowned sparrow. People have been reporting some fox sparrow around, which is a pretty chubby bird with kind of chestnut-colored stripes. So they're around. And, of course, the dark-eyed junco, which we have every year, comes back down south here for the winter. They're very common at bird feeders. So it looks like there's some comments here also. If you have any comments or questions, you can put them in the comments. Good morning, everybody. People are saying hi. Scotty Two Shoes says, "Will be okay. Will it work in the winter?" The heated bird baths absolutely work in the winter. That's what they are designed for. So you just plug them in, and they'll do their own thing. So yeah, because they all work on a thermostat too, it's really nice that the power doesn't go continuously. It's just enough to keep the water unfrozen. Darcy is on and says, "I'm only getting house sparrows now. Should I change seed? All my chickadees, nuthatches, and finches, etc., are gone." It couldn't hurt if you're getting house sparrows. There's not really any seed that they don't like, but if you're using a seed right now that has a lot of cracked corn in it or millet, a lot of the little kind of yellow pieces of seeds, they tend to, some of the birds tend to throw that on the ground, but the sparrows definitely eat that, and a lot of the other birds don't like it so much. So I would make sure you've got something that has a lot of sunflower seed in it, or that's just completely sunflower. One other thing you could do is put out just the safflower seed if you're trying to get rid of the house sparrows. The house sparrows will still eat it. It's just not their favorite thing. So you probably won't get as many house sparrows if you put out the safflower seed. If you're looking to get the chickadees and nuthatches, I would put out peanuts, the peanut pickouts, which are the insides of the peanuts, because they really, really like those, or even a suet feeder. And then the finches coming to a Niger feeder would be the best way to attract them. So looks like that's everybody's comments and questions for the day. We'll be back on Tuesday with another broadcast. And until then, have a wonderful weekend. And if you're local, stop on by for the book signing we have going on today from 11 until 1. And actually, we got another question that just snuck in here. Lynn says, "Should I leave my copper disc in the bird bath?" So in the wintertime, you probably don't need to. It doesn't really harm it to keep it in there. But I find in the wintertime, I don't get as much buildup in the bird bath as I do in the spring and the summer. Lynn's talking about, we sell these copper discs that you just put into your bird bath, and it helps make it so you don't get a lot of algae and buildup inside. And it won't hurt anything by leaving it in there, but you probably don't need it, honestly, over the winter. But it looks like that is all the comments and questions. We'll be back on Tuesday. And until then, have a wonderful weekend, and we will talk to you soon.